me bring in also our other panelists joining us on this broadcast. We've got also with us Shantanu Gupta, who is joining us this morning. Shantanu, good morning. Historic day that we're going to be seeing in the next few hours. The Prime Minister hoisting the saffron flag was referred to as the Dwajarohan ceremony. Shantanu, just explain to our viewers the significance of what we're going to be witnessing. Why is this moment so huge for Hindu devotees?
I think namaskar and Jai Shri Ram to all the viewers. I think it's great that all the TV channels are focusing on this today. I remember 4-5 years back when we used to debate about Ram Mandir judgment, it used to be a controversial topic, and today it's a celebratory topic. I think we are the only living civilization which is seeing such a mammoth ceremony in their lifetime, right? This is almost a renaissance for India that Sri Ram Bhagwan. See, in India, that's a parlance. That Ram Ram, Jai Shri Ram, that's not induced by RSS or BJP. That's if you go to the villages of UP from north to south, east to west. Ram is, which Dushanji was also explaining, even the people who politically oppose Ram, they also have Ram or some element of Ramayana in their name. And today, and whenever I used to go to the temple, temple meaning before the ceremony, I used to feel a pain that in the city of Ayodhya, in the country of Ram, we don't have the proper temple for Sri Ram. And today is the final completion for the temple. BJP was teased since the 1989 Palanpur Adhiveshan कि मंदिर वही बनाएंगे but तारीख नहीं बताएंगे. In 2024, the temple was inaugurated, but a lot of people say, "Arey, the temple pura nahi hua, the temple is not completed." But today the temple is completed and all in completion. All the sub-temples, all the murtis, and there are multiple sub-temples. There are temples for Shiva.
Shantanu, since you've raised that, the question that then is constantly raised is that, look, today is actually when the mandir is completed. So did we jump the gun on the Prana Pratishtha? That should the ceremony actually have happened only in 2025?
No. So temples are made in various phases. That were the Prana Pratishtha of the Ram Lalla. And this is the only temple, very few temples where Bhagwan Ram is in the Lala form, in the baby form, right? So that was the Pran Pratishtha, and that was stage 1. This is the stage 2. So all the projects are done in different phases and multiple temples. You saw the ancient temples, they were built over because those days the construction techniques are not so great, not so big. So temples were completed over 50 years, 60 years. It's not that ceremony was only done after 60 years. Those times even the kings died and the new king came. So I think it was totally right with all the Puranic principles. And today, when the multiple sub temples, the temple for Shiva, temple for Ganesha, Hanumanji, Surya Dev, Devi Bhagwati, Devi Annapurna, all are complete. And there are various mandapams from Rishi Valmiki, who has written Ramayana, Rishi Vishwamitra, who was one of the gurus for Sri Ram, Vishwamitra ji, Rishi Agastya, Rishi Agastya, Shabari ji, Nishad Raj, Devi Ahilya, all the murtis are there. And even there is a small temple for Acharya Tulsidas, who has written Ramcharitmanas. And he must be the only author, and we all authors should envy Tulsidas that he has adapted Valmiki Ramayan, and he has become so popular and part of the culture of Ramayana. And then we have a grand statue of Jatayu, we have the grand statue of even a squirrel, who Gileri, who had contributed in building the bridge for Ramasetu, which Congress called imaginary. That squirrel's also got a place there. And today, all of that is complete. And this is not a normal Dwaj. The Dwaj is almost 12 by 22 by 11 feet. It's almost size of a big room. It seems it's weighing 10 to 15 kgs. And after the flag will be hosted, the height, if you see from naked eyes on the floor, it will be almost 191 feet. There'll be the biggest temple in north of India. Yeah. Can you imagine? In north of India, there's no big temple because all the temples were broken by
I agree. You know, as someone who comes from the south, I've grown up seeing all of these temples that stood the test of time, that have stood for centuries together. You feel such energy, such power, such divinity in these temples. And so when I came to Delhi and then I visited so many of these temples, even a Mathura, for example, I was astounded by just looking at how some of these temples exist and how they look, especially when you contrast it to the southern states. It is important to read the history of what's happened to so many of these structures, to so many of these temples as well.